Cat Country 106.3 with Jim DeCesare, and what a pleasure it is to have Mr. Charlie Daniels on the phone. Charlie, hello. How you doing?
I'm good, Jim. It's good to talk to you today, buddy. Thank you.
Well, listen, this you may, I'm sure you don't remember, but this is actually my third interview with you. I had interviewed you 2 times previous in person back in the 70s at a radio station in Pittsburgh. It was WYDD. And
Wow.
I don't know if you remember that at all. That's a long time ago.
You know what? If you've been in the radio business very long, you've interviewed me for sure. I have no idea how many I've done.
Well, you will be here on July 16th. That is a Sunday for our FOP show here in Cat Country in Indiana, Pennsylvania. First of all, I don't suspect you've ever been in Indiana, Pennsylvania or nearby.
If I guarantee you I've been nearby. I'd have to look at a map to say for sure.
Last year, you guys performed over 100 concerts in 2016. Yeah. What is the goal this year, or how many have you done so far? You think you're going to go past that, or?
I think we've got 101 on the books right now, and we might accept a few more. That's about going to round us out. You do that, you do 10 Grand Ole Opry appearances, which is what you're supposed to do when you're a member. And I have too much respect for the organization not to fulfill my time. Last year was the first time I was not able to do 10 performances. We do a few charity things, and the first thing you know you've got a pretty full year. I got a very busy year.
Yeah, I want to touch on that. We're going to touch on the latest album, the Nighthawk release, and also Ragged Old Flag. We're going to talk about that in a moment too, and also your induction into the Country Music Hall of Fame. But let's back up a little bit, real quick, and. You are a great fiddle player. Where did that start? Where was your background in fiddle? How'd you get started?
I went up to a friend of mine's house one day in North Carolina. I had known him for I don't know how long. I had no idea that he had gotten a hold of a guitar. I don't even know when or how he got it, but he knew about 2 chords on it. And I said, you had to teach me that. And that's basically, long story short, that's how we started. And then I got into playing, a fiddle. I wanted to play a fiddle, and so I got it and squeaked and squawked and like to run my parents crazy for a good little while. And finally learned to play a little bit, and here I am still at it.
So where did you get your first start? Where did you first play?
Well, I actually, most of what I did to start with was I started playing, square dances, fiddlers conventions, any place you could play. But then when I was, I think in 1956, I went to work it was like basically a beer joint.
Once the Charlie Daniels Band was formed and on its way, what song was really the one that launched you guys, do you think?
It was basically an album called Fire on the Mountains. And then, of course, 1979 when they went down to Georgia. Yeah. Came out, it was a whole other ball game.
Yeah, that was the biggie. Yeah. But I remember when Fire in the Mountain came out, and that was a great track. And you got a lot of FM airplay back then because rock and roll was playing your stuff. So country rock was being played on rock stations, and when that impacted, it was big. And of course, like you say, Devil Went Down to Georgia. That came from the album called Million Mile Reflections, and that is going to be the subject of a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They actually have an exhibit that's called Million Mile Reflections. People can go see that at the Country Music Hall of Fame. That's going to be there through September of this year.
They did a really good job with it. They came out to my house, and we just gave them carte blanche and take whatever they wanted. And they got a lot of mementos and awards and little things that kind of signified the years of my career and that sort of thing. I'll have to say myself, it's pretty interesting.